Okay. Fine, team. So let's proceed with CRUD implementation. Step one, we'll go and create the database. Creation with required table and columns. Okay. I am using Apache XAMPP server. Okay. And you can have your MySQL workbench to create a database. Kudukulama, they haven't given you. So we are not authorized to download and install also. Okay, so do I have any table database for product? No. All right, so let me create a database. The database name Renault, and my table name is product, and I just wanted product ID, name, brand, model, price. Okay, so 5 columns. Product ID, let it be integer, and I just wanted it to be auto increment, and it's a primary key. And product name, varchar, maximum 30 characters. Okay, brand, varchar 30 characters. Model, varchar 30 characters. And price. Okay, integer or double, let it be integer. All right, let's save the table. So that's the first step. So the database, Renault, and table name, product, and the columns are these. Okay. And now let's proceed with creating a project. File, new, dynamic web project. And the project name is product management. Next, next, and let's add the web.xml and let's hit finish. Okay, so the project is getting ready. Done. And this task, CRUD implementation, is exclusively meant for practicing JSP. So step 2. Create a new dynamic web project. Okay. And now the next step. Implement CRUD. And also we are going to implement styling also a little later. So let me just create the JSP form for inserting a record, and let's name it product prod-ins.jsp. Okay. Form, we'll add action a little later. input and placeholder, product name, brand, model, price. And along with that, I just need a submit button. Type equals submit. Value equals add a product. Okay. So this is my HTML form, and let's just try executing it. Let me run it. And actually the JSP name is prod hyphen ins. So let's check this checkbox so that it will not ask us again. And let me keep these removed JSP demo. And let me just retain only the product management for the faster execution. Okay, from here, like whatever the user types in, I just want to send them to a JSP file, product hyphen ins hyphen prc dot JSP, like processing file, product insert processing file, a JSP. And the method name can be get by default. Get why? Because I don't have any sensitive information here. So no need for us to send it through post method and makes it slower. So let us proceed it with get method itself. And okay, let's get into the browser. Product hyphen ins.jsp. Okay. So the form is ready and it can accept these data. And when I hit submit, it should take me to product ins process.jsp file, right? So product name, let's say AAA, B, C, and price. If I hit add product, actually it should take us to product ins.js process. Okay. Now let's create this file. So in this file, we are going to receive these data. And to receive the data, we need an attribute called a name, isn't it? So let's name it p name. And here it is brand, model, and finally price. Simple. So I am including names for these elements, and you know that the purpose is when I hit submit, I just want the data to be sent. Okay. So as expected, it is sending us. And here morning, who asked me? Wasn't came and asked about that question mark. Let me just clarify it again. Do have a look at this URL closer. Actually, from HTML, we are, from JSP file, we are actually sending it to a processing file. Okay, from the input form UI, we are actually sending it to a processing file. Now, if you notice the URL, actually the URL has a question mark in it, and that's how actually the web application proceeds. So the URL has a question mark. The left side of question mark define like where to send the data, submitted data, and the right side of the question mark defines so what to be submitted, what data to be carried out. So we have name, value, and name equals value, and name equals value, and name equals value. So this is how actually the URLs will get generated. This is how the URL will get generated automatically in the JSP application for submitting data, right? Now, we don't have this file and we are about to create this file. In this file, we are going to catch these data and then we'll be storing those information in the database, right? And we'll proceed with that. So the next step, let me just copy this JSP file name and let me create a new JSP file. And okay, product INS processing file. And let me just delete everything else from here except that page directive. Okay. So in this file, I don't print anything, okay, because this is processing file. Okay, it is not UI file. It just get the data, stores it in the database, and then it will be redirecting to another JSP file. Right. And we actually don't need these. And of course, we are going to use the database insertion. So let's import java.sql.star. And if you want to do this, and we actually need the database connector file to be added in the build path. So Java build path and the libraries, class path, add external jars. And I had C drive, MySQL connector. Okay, MySQL connector.jar. So I'm just adding it and let me apply it in the libraries. So in Java build path, I have added MySQL connector. And also let me go to the deployment assembly and let's hit add button and let's choose the build path entries. Next, MySQL connector. Okay. So without this connector, as we know well, we may not be able to communicate with the database from Java. Okay. So let me just apply and close it. Imported. Now the first step, we are actually going to get the input data and insert into database table. And the third step is redirect to a home page. Okay. So these are the three steps we are about to do. And first, let's get the input data. And let me open a scriptlet. First, string product name equals request. Actually, in servlet, like we will be using HTTP servlet request and then we create object. But in JSP, you do not need to create request object. It is what we call implicit object in JSP. So in JSP, they had created a few objects for us, few objects, which includes a request object, a response object, out object, session object. So these objects are pre-created, already created, and it is ready with the JSP container. You can directly use it instead of creating it. And they are termed as implicit objects. We call them implicit object. So request.get parameter of product name. I think P name was the text box name. Let us just confirm it once. Okay, P name. And these are all brand, model, and price. Okay. So the same is what we have to use it here. And let's just copy brand, model, price. We know that everything is string except the price, right? Brand, model, and price. Okay. So price is an integer data, but still I'm keeping it in a string variable, and we'll see that later. Now, we need to insert these data into the database table. And so let me open another block. You can have it in the same scriptlet, okay? Since I had it as a comment, I'm just creating it as a separate block. So first, let's connect with the database class dot for name com dot mysql dot cj dot jdbc dot driver. Actually, most of you do not need to write this, but few of you need to write it. It depends on what connector jar you have used in your project. Okay, if it is older jar file, you may require to include this line, and if it is a newer jar file, you can ignore this line. Okay, you can ignore this line, right? And also, like, you ensure that, see, you can check that in the reference library MySQL connector. See, you can see that the names are like com.mysql.cj, cj.jdbc. So this is like new drivers. Okay, sometimes, like, in case the jar file which you have used on that day, Livinka was using old MySQL connector, it doesn't have cj, it has only com.mysql.jdbc driver, something like this. It will be something like this, com.mysql.jdbc. Okay, so just confirm that before using the driver name here. Okay, so whether if you have older package, only this will be available, so you need to ignore this part, cj part. Okay, sir, class.for name is done, and connection con driver manager, get connected with we need a URL, and of course username, and of course password. So these three data is required. So let's just get those three created. URL is equals JDBC colon MySQL colon. So that's the protocol, and it is running in my localhost. And optionally, you can have your port number, and the database name is Renault. Okay, so that this is my URL, right? And the username is actually root in my MySQL, and the password is actually empty, right? So we are just passing these information to get connected with the database. So now Eclipse Java JSP will get connected. And the next step is, let's create a statement object, because only in statement object we could able to pass a query. Statement xt equals connection dot create statement of. And already you have these codes with you, so you do not need to write everything. Now st dot execute update, because it is going to be an insert query, and I have to pass a query. It seems to be lengthy, so I have to use double quotes, concatenation and all. So better I prefer to pass a string. So my SQL query is here, string SQL equals insert into the table name product. Is that lowercase? The table name, yes, product is lowercase, and P name, brand, model, price. I'm just going to insert only these four data. Product ID is auto increment. Okay, I set it as auto increment, so I'm not going to insert that into product. What are the details? So we are just going to pass only the product name, brand, model, and price. Okay, and the values for them is here. Actually, we need the variable names, P name. So P name, and since we have double quotes, just okay, concentrate here. Since we have outer double quotes, within that, if you try using double quotes, it will be assumed by Java like your string begins here and your string ends here. That is how Java considers it. So whenever you want to have a quotes within a quotes, if it is a single quote, then inner quote supposed to be double quotes. If the outer quote is double quote, then your inner quote supposed to be single quotes. So always plan in that way. So here, better product name. It is a varchar, okay, string type of data. So I'm enclosing it within quotes, and then brand, I'm enclosing that also within quotes, and then model, enclosing that also within quotes, and price. I'm not enclosing that within quotes because price is a numeric value, integer value. But now the thing is, actually we have got the data from the HTML and we have stored the data in these objects, right? These variables, isn't it? So now it's supposed to be a variable. Here it's supposed to be a variable. And in string, in Java, you know that if you want to add a variable and Tilak and Sri Vidya, you will never understand. Let me make it very clear. If you get broken even for a single second, it would be literally waste of your time in staring at the screen. Let me make it. Okay, so I'm just concatenating it. Sir, what we did it? Okay. Again, this is for you because it is important. Till this, hope you can understand. Like I enclosed these quotes because I wanted them. They are varchar data, okay, string data, and I'm not including the quotes here because it is a numeric data. But actually, we cannot have variables directly within double quotes in Java. Okay, so what we do, I just close the string and let me concatenate, and then I'll concatenate and open the next string. And here I am closing my string and concatenating the variable. Here, concatenating the variable and opening the string. Closing the string and concatenating the variable, and here concatenating the variable and then opening my string. And that goes and ends at here. So this is a little important and it is very easy if you understood. Otherwise, it is impossible to understand database or the processing. So this is my insert query is all about. So we just created the insert query and let me have it a little smaller. Right. Now I'm just passing this query here. And after insertion, I just wanted it to redirect. So we have a response object in JSP. It is a built-in object. And let me open up scriptlet. Response dot send redirect to product list.jsp. So that's going to be my home page. Product list.jsp. There I just wanted to display all the product information. Right. Now let me just save it once and we are going to try that here. So the first part is almost ready and let me hit refresh. Okay, so it took us to product list.jsp and let's just come back and confirm in the database. Have we got the first record inserted? Okay, so we got it, GGG, and the price is 0. We have given some price. Let's check it out. Okay, so it is inserted and then redirected, and let's come back and confirm. Okay, still we haven't received the price, and let's fix the problem. That wouldn't be a problem. Okay, here we forget this variable, na? So we need to concatenate the variable. So right, double quotes. Let's save it. And now let's come back and try it. No. Okay. And let's come back and let's refresh it once. Okay. So we are getting the data inserted successfully, right? So in the CRUD part, insertion is done. And next we are going to deal with this product list.jsp. I just wanted all the product to be listed here. And now let's go and create this JSP file. Let me just copy the name. Go to Eclipse. And let's create a new file. New and JSP file name is this. Hit next. Is the dot or comma dot? Okay. And finish. Okay, so okay, now here the step is I just need to fetch the data from the database and I have to display it in my table. Okay, And for database connectivity, already we created a code block. So I'm just going to use the same code block here. So let me have it at the top. Get the products from the table, from the database table. Okay. And all these are same except the query. This time it is select star from table name. Okay. So the query is ready and we need to import SQL. Otherwise these classes will not work because those classes are from Java package. So import java.sql.star. Okay. So now these classes error is fixed. And now instead of execute update, we have to use execute query method. For select queries, we need to use execute query method. For insert update delete, it is execute update method. Execute query will always return us a data of type result set. So let's store whatever the rows and columns comes from there in a variable of type rs result set. Okay, sir. So it is in the result set. Now we are about to display the details. And for that, I just need a table. Okay, so in the table, let me have a heading. So in the heading, I just wanted a row. And in the row, first heading is product ID. Product name, brand, product name. Okay, product name, price. Let me just go with price. And also I just wanted the option to view or let's say details. One heading and edit and another heading and delete. Right. So this is my heading, the first row. And now I'm just going to display the records in my table body. So T body, and this is where actually we are going to iterate it. So now let's open a scriptlet, and we need a for loop. So for let's use while rs.next. We already knew the database code. So I have all the results, records in the result set. Now I'm just going to iterate one after another. So while rs.next. Every time when you find a record, I just wanted better. Let's keep this closed and opened. Because HTML, I just wanted it to be cleaner. Right. So every time when you found a record, I just wanted a new row to be created in my HTML. And in every row, I just wanted the first TD supposed to be filled with the data rs dot get int of 1. And being a scriptlet, we do not need to include any semicolon here. So the first TD, I just wanted the first column from the row. And the same way, second get string. This is ID and then product name. Get string of 2. And then third is I just wanted directly the price. Price will be at 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yeah. Price will be as coming as fifth column, right? Okay. Apart from this, we just need 3 more columns. So this is like details. Edit and delete. Okay. right? So using while loop, the database result set will be iterated, and each time when it iterates, it creates a new row in my table, HTML table. In those, I just wanted data to be displayed. And if you want a data to be displayed, you can use JSP's expression to print that, okay? And let's come back and let's refresh it here once. Yes, it is fetching the records from the database and it is printing it here, right? Okay, good. So that is over anyhow, like we will be styling a little later, but right now I just include only two properties. One is the border, and let me have some width here, 700 pixels, okay. So that it will be with the border and okay. And next, okay, sir, if I click on the details button link, I just want a page to be rendered. In that page, I want the complete details of this product, including brand, model, and all. So while clicking, how can I navigate? While navigating, how can I retain the ID? Okay, how can I take this ID to the next page? And how are we going to fetch the data? And we are going to display the data. Let's see. Now, details, let me include that in the anchor tag, ahref. And let me close it here. Okay, now let's refresh here. Now it becomes a clickable. It becomes a clickable URL. Okay, but if you click on it, it won't take you anywhere because you haven't defined where to go. So I'm just going to define that product detail.jsp file. So you just take me to a page called product detail. We are about to design that. Okay, now let me refresh it. And if I move my mouse over here, you can find that where to go in the bottom left corner. Okay, if I move my mouse over there, you can see that URL at the bottom where to go. Okay, and let me click here. Actually, it is taking me to product detail.jsp since we didn't have that file. Okay, it is not rendering. It says not found. Now I have one more challenge. It should not just redirect me to product detail.jsp. Instead, I just want to know which product to be displayed here. Okay, we have three products, right? Among these three products, if I click on the second one, it's supposed to render me the second product. Okay, so it is going to product detail.jsp, but we have no clue on which product supposed to fetch and displayed. So that what we are going to do is we are literally going to rewrite the URL, something like this. Hey, when you go to this file, you also take something like this ID, or let's say PID equals to take the ID of the product which you supposed to display in that page. So in this way, we are going to dynamically create the URL. Okay, and to do that, let's come here. Hey, don't just go to product detail.jsp. Along with that, question mark PID, apple, orange, anything it can be. Okay, PID equals the ID. Where it is, ID is here. So let me just copy it and I'll paste it over here. This will get you the ID of that particular column, right? Now let me save it. And let's go back, refresh. And if I click on first record, it should take me to product details page. Along with that, it should take me like PID equals the ID of that particular product. Let's come back and confirm it with second. Yes, PID equals 2. It is taking. And okay, once again, we'll confirm. Yes, PID equals 3. So the product's ID, I'm just taking the product ID. It is unique. It will be unique. And I'm binding that with my URL. Is that clear? Now we are going to design this page. Now in this page, what we are going to do is first, we are going to get the ID from the URL, and then we are going to fetch the corresponding record from the database. We are just going to display every information from that. And let's go and create this product detail.jsp file. Let me just copy it. Here it is PID, but you can have anything. Okay, apple, orange, banana. But in this JSP, we will be fetching the data that comes as a request.get parameter whatever you define here. Apple means Apple. PID means PID. Request.get parameter of PID. Okay, now let's create that JSP for detail. So in CRUD, insertion is done and view all is done. Now view a specific record. That's what we are going to do. Okay, product detail.jsp. Let's hit finish. Good. And here also we want to import from database. We want to fetch the record from database. So let me just copy this and let me keep it pasted here at the top. Okay. Now first get the ID from request. Get the product ID from request object, and to do that, string product ID equals request object dot get parameter of PID. This is how we are sending from there. So let me make it very clear. This PID is nothing but whatever you define here. Okay, it comes to this page with the URL, right? We got it. And next, get the product from the database table using product ID. So that is what next we are going to do. Database URL is same, username, password, select star from table name where, and what was the column name in our database? It is PID, right? So where PID equals whatever we got in this variable. So let me just concatenate it. Since it is numeric data, okay, numeric data, we are not enclosing it with codes. In case if you are fetching a record by using a string data, then you must remember there must be a single quotes here and then your data, and then you must close the single quotes. So for that, you have to open it again. Okay. And right now it is just a numeric data. So we don't need any codes here. Directly we can define the query. Okay. We got it. So it will execute. RS will be, it may have the data. And now, okay. How many records we will get? Only one record. So we don't need to have any while loop here. Directly we can go for rs.next. Is there any chance for us to not getting any data? Because like we get these IDs from the database only, isn't it? From the previous page. So any ID comes from database means there must be a record. So you do not need to check any conditional here. So directly result set and go for rs.next. Next means from the heading, it comes to the row, first row. And we are just going to print the details like we don't need any table, and let's just make it as simple as possible. First is rs dot get int of first data and a break, and this is product ID. Yes, I did a mistake. Okay, so here we are displaying all the details like product name, brand, model, and price. Of that particular data. So it's supposed to be get string 2 and get string of 3. Vanilla, any doubt? Okay, 4 and get int of 5. Okay, that's it. So we got the product ID from the URL and we connected with the database and we fetched the record that has this product ID, and we were just displaying that one single record here. Okay, let's come back and let's refresh it here. Product ID 3's information is retrieved and displayed. Okay, if I try to, yes, product ID 2's information got retrieved and displayed, and product 1's information got retrieved and displayed, right? Okay, so the details part is over, and we are going to proceed with edit. Okay, now what we wanted first, edit supposed to be a clickable link, so we'll just go and get that done quickly. It's super easy. So let me just copy this whole part and let me keep it with this and /a. Okay, but this time I do not want it to take to detail page. Instead, I just wanted a product edit.jsp file. Okay, I just wanted it to take to a product edit.jsp file. And also I have added PID get int of 1. So what happened? If you click on a particular link, it will take you product edit.jsp with the PID 2. Product ID 2. Along with the product ID, it goes. Okay. Next, what I wanted. Now I wanted a form, just like product insert. Similar to this, I just wanted a form, but I just wanted the data to be pre-filled. Like if the product ID is 2, I just want that product's information to be pre-filled. In case if I want to make some changes, edit. Okay, I may make the change only in that particular text box, and then I'll just hit the update button. I want the data to be updated. So here two process, we need to fetch the corresponding record. We have to display it. When they make change and click update button, we have to get the data from the text boxes and we have to update it back to the database. So two steps we have to, and let's proceed with. Okay, so now let's create this JSP file. Okay, the file name is product edit.jsp. Done. And now I just wanted this file looks like this. So better let me just copy it and let me paste it. So now let's confirm that. Go back. If I click on edit, fantastic. So it is taking me to product edit.jsp. It got the text boxes and all. And we need to fill the data, and we have to change this button's caption. So here we need to fill the data and let's say update. Okay. Okay, to fill the data, we need the data. And to get to the data, we already created the code here. So we have to get the ID and we have to connect with database and we have to fetch that one single record. So till this, whatever the code we created for get details, product details, let us just copy it and we'll paste it here. Super. So now the first step, from the URL, it will pick the product ID and then it will connect with the database and it will fetch the product corresponding to that ID. And now the only thing what remains is we need to display those information here instead of displayed just like this. So now what we'll do, let me just copy this part and I'll take it here. And in the text box, if you want to display something, it's supposed to be an attribute called value. So within value, we just paste whatever we want. So it is get string of 2. Okay, so now let's confirm. Yes, we got the name displayed. Now the same thing we need to follow for other text boxes. Value is equal to, similar to what we did it in the details page. Okay, here it is 3 and 4th, and this is 5th, but it is get int. Okay, And we need ID also, because based on the ID only we may able to update the product. Okay. So let's have one more text box here. You can have it as a hidden box also, but let us have it as a text box, and let us name it as PID and rs.getInt of 1. But let us ensure that the ID is read only. Okay. So the user should not change the ID, because based on the ID only, we are going to make updation. So here the ID is not editable. We cannot edit the ID, but at the same time, you can edit anything else from these boxes. So I just created the ID as read only. So I just included one more, and it is set with the attribute read only. Okay, sir. So the first part is over. If you want to edit product 2, yeah, it will fetch and it will display you. If you want to edit product 3, it will fetch you the product 3 and it will display you. Now the thing is, like, I just make changes here, and when I hit update button, I just wanted the record to be updated in the database. And to do that, so first let's go for product edit PRC. It is going to take to product edit JSP file. Okay, let me just copy it, and we'll create the product edit JSP file. Paste it. Let's hit finish. Right. Now this file is okay. The purpose of this file is get the data from the text boxes and update it in the database and redirect back to the home page, the list of products page. Almost the same thing what we did for insertion. Okay. When you want to add a product, you just fetch all the data from the text boxes. You connected and you inserted those with the database, and you redirected. Now the same thing, literally the same thing what we wanted now. Instead of insertion, we just want to update. So as a smart worker, as a lazy employee, I just copy paste it. Why should I code it? Now, while inserting, you won't get ID, because ID will be generated. While updating, you will get ID. So let's just go for that. Copy and product ID. And it's supposed to come with the name PID. Okay. So we got these details from the form. And now we need to update these same, but the query update table name set p name equals this part, including that single quotes, because it's a varchar data, right? So we wanted inclusive of this. So let me just including comma. Let me cut it and let me keep it here. So p name is equal to whatever you got from the text box, that p name, comma, brand equals, okay, let's just cut it from here, including that single quotes. And I'll paste it here, brand equals, model equals, let's cut it from here, including those single quotes, and let's paste it. And price equals, let's cut it, being a integer numeric data, we don't have any single quotes for it. Let's just take it as it is. And okay, till this update table name, set p name equals product name, brand equals the brand whatever we got here, model equals whatever we got from the text box, price equals whatever we got from the text box. Now where product ID equals whatever we got from the text box, product ID. So the update query is ready. Now it will update the record and it will redirect us to the product list.jsp file. Let's come back and confirm, refresh, and it is 4000 and update product. Okay, it is updated the product and it returned back to product list. Let's try editing to, here it is product name, any product name. Samsung. Okay. Brand. Okay. Project is ours now. Okay. And okay. Product name. Tire. Hmm? Brand. Let's go with the MRF. Okay. And model. Let's say 24 inches. And the price is 3,600. Okay. Let's update the product. Fantastic. And if I click on details, like I could able to retrieve all the details from here. So now CRUD list all, list a particular record, insert a record, and edit a record, and finally it is time to delete a record. It's super easy. Let's go to product details.jsp, sorry, product list.jsp. How we created the same way, let's just copy it and we'll paste it. /A. Instead of product edit, it is going to take us to product delete.jsp with the ID. Okay, if you click the button and let's come back. And is that clickable? Yes. If I click on it, it will take me to product delete.jsp with the ID, PID. Okay, let's just copy it. And we are going to create that JSP file. Product delete new JSP finish. Right. So in this file, I don't want to have anything to be displayed. I just want to delete and then redirect. And let's go with this code instead. Okay, we'll go with this. Let's copy it. Let us paste it. Import, get the product ID. Okay, delete the product from the database table using product ID. Okay, and the query is delete from table name where PID is equal to this. Okay, and let's execute update. Okay, and no result set. Right. Good. And after deleting it, I just want it to redirect. And to do that, let's copy this code and we'll keep it here. Okay. But, okay, I'll show you first. And also product insert.jsp, let's have one button in the product list at the top. Break and break and horizontal rule. Okay. href. Product ins.jsp, just take me to this. And when let's have a button, add new. Okay. Okay, there will be an add new. If we click on it, it will take me to here. Okay, let's come back. And now let's try deleting it. So the deletion process is also over. And right. So product 2 I am deleting. Okay, it got deleted. Okay, the row is, so it goes there and it deletes and it comes back. Okay. And even you can control that using JavaScript. This can be done. Okay. This can also be done. Alternatively, if you want, you can have a alert message also. Simply alert. Let's say product deleted successfully. And then location equals product list.jsp, and let's try refreshing it. Let me try deleting a record. So product deleted successfully, and then it redirect me to product list.jsp. Even see a different flavor. So we can directly go and then print some message over there, or you can do that through JavaScript also by using an alert. And then from JavaScript, if you want to redirect, you can use window.location. Actually, this is window.alert and this is window.location. Hope you remember. In JavaScript, window object is the default object. So we can directly use, you can directly use the method names. So this is the complete CRUD, basic CRUD. And we have few more minutes time. By that time, let me create one template. New JSP file. And okay, let's say demo.jsp. If you want, you can include Bootstrap also directly here. And we can insert Bootstrap. Okay. So ID, layout. And in that header, nav, main, and of course footer. Okay. Product management system. And in the nav bar, I just wanted the link. Let's say a href equals product ins.jsp. Add a new. Product list.jsp. And this is where the main content comes in. Each page content comes in, and footer, copyrights at rntbci.com. Okay. And now what we'll do, we'll cut from here. Okay, till this main part. I just wanted this to be applied with every pages. Even let me add some style directly here. You can have a separate CSS, but I'm just going to add it here. First, layouts width 1000 pixels, margin auto. Okay, this is this div. Okay, the outer div, and inside that we have a header. So header, I just wanted the height to be 80 pixels, line height also 80 pixels, with the background yellow and text color red, with the text align center. Okay, that's for header. And for menu, the nav bars height and 40 pixels, with the background cyan. Nav bars anchor tag, line height 40 pixels, padding left and right, top bottom, okay, 0 pixels, and left and right. Let's include padding 5 pixels, and left and right 30 pixels. background orange. Margin top bottom 0 pixels, left and right 20 pixels. Margin right 20 pixels, and display colon inline block, just for you to remember all these. And of course text decoration, we'll remove the underline, none. And the main area, and I just wanted the height 400 pixels, nothing special. And the footer height 40 pixels, line height 40 pixels, background color black, text color white, and text align center. Okay, so let's just have a look at this demo.jsp for the layout. Zero pixels. Okay, done. So now this layout I just wanted with every form, every page. Okay, so already we discussed about the link. Okay, and even in the head, font size 40 point. Okay, right. So I just wanted this layout to be applied for every single page. And for that, now what we are going to do is, we wanted the page content only between this main, right? So till this main, let me cut it, everything, and let me put it in a separate file called header.jsp. Delete it and let's paste it. So it begins from HTML and it just goes till this. Okay. And also let's come back to demo.jsp and we just keep this part. Even we can rename this file itself, but let me just cut it so that I can show you exactly how we do it with JSP files. And we can name it like footer.jsp. Okay, done. And we don't need this file anymore, demo.jsp, so we can delete that. src main web app and demo.jsp, let's just delete it. Good. And now we wanted a product insert here. We don't need these portions. Instead, let's use include directive include, and it has only one attribute file with the name header.jsp. Fantastic. And let's just copy it and we'll paste it, footer.jsp. Good. And let me just copy this. Do we need here? No, because this is just logical part. We have nothing to display here. And product list here, yes, of course. Instead of this part, till the body, like delete it, include that header, and after the table, let this be footer. Okay, product list and product details page. Yes, here also till the body element, header.jsp, and from body element, it is going to be footer.jsp. And the product edit page till the body element, header.jsp, and from body element, it is going to be footer.jsp. And edit Okay, delete page doesn't need anything. All right, so and also let me make this removed. The product add, I don't want this product add button because I can get that from the URL itself. Okay, so we got it here. Product add a new, and we can add a product name, tire. Okay, brakes, product from, okay, Renault model 23 JK, and the price is 3,400. Add a product. Okay, so it is redirecting here, and let me click on details. Fantastic, the details is displayed here. And let's go back to product list, and I would like to edit the brakes information, and it is 5,500. And let me update the product. Yes, it has been updated, 5,500. And I would like to delete this third record. Let me just click on delete. Okay, and yes, the record is deleted. And if you want to add, you can add it. So in this way, this is how you create a complete CRUD. Okay, anyhow, I just created it as a video, and let me upload it, and I will share it to you. Okay, for your reference. Okay, rest everything, the database part, rest everything we already discussed. Okay, you can use that same logic we used, but the only thing is I just connected